Hello YouTube! Again, today's going to be another slightly different video. Before we get into it, just a couple of quick updates at the beginning here. For those of you wondering where the Harry Potter content is that I promised, don't worry, that content is coming. For those of you potentially wondering where the second episode of the Snooker series is, don't worry, the second episode of the Snooker series is coming. I'm still trying to sort of get myself to the ability where I think I've practiced enough to be able to get the second frame off without a hitch, whilst abiding with the rules. I suppose I'm just taking time out to try and sort of better myself so that I can give you a much more better experience with that series. But that is coming very soon. For those of you who may be wondering where the comic book content has gone, don't worry, the comic book content will be continuing very soon, and I shall be attempting to, as I've said before, read and review every comic book I own, starting in a completely random place, most likely knowing me. So, yeah, that will be coming very soon. But today's video is going to be showing you the whole of my VHS collection, up to and including the most recent edition, which is quite an exciting edition, but also something where I need your help. But we'll get onto that a little later on. So we shall start with the videos there was a massive box next to me, and there's a corner full, so we're going to start with the corner full. And we start with classic Michael Caine film, The Italian Job. I love this film. There's the spine, there's the back. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. No, hold on, fellas, hang on. I got a great idea. Buses like that. And just to show you, there is the cassette. And so I don't remember how this works. No, I don't think there's actually a print date on there. So that's just unfortunate, but yeah, The Italian Job, great film. Then we have, this is one of the newest additions to my collection. I'm a bit of a snooker fan, as obviously you know from the snooker series, and this guy's pretty much my favourite player of all time. The late great Alex Higgins, and this is the documentary they did back in 1990, I believe, called I'm No Angel, Alex Higgins, the authorised story of snooker's most controversial star. There's the spine, there's the back. Just to show you, rather odd looking cassette this one, but there it is. And yes, I have watched this, it is brilliant. Absolutely amazing little documentary. And I actually also, funny, and this is I couldn't believe either, but does it genuinely appear to be hand signed by the late great Alex Higgins himself? Because if you look, there is nothing distinguished on it. If you look there, there's actually a little run of the ink, which I don't think you get unless this was genuinely hand signed. So I actually can't believe that I managed to get hold of a signed copy of an Alex Higgins video. But yeah, there you go. I really recommend that for any snooker fan. Go this way. Next up we have, again, one of the newer additions to my collection, the first Mission Impossible film, starring Tom Cruise, of course. And this for me is a very odd cassette, because usually, back in the day, VHS, because I grew up in the time of VHS, that's the back, here's the cassette, which has usually had, yes, I'm in the middle of watching this one, you can kind of tell, can't you, because it's, yeah. I suppose VHS usually had like trailers on the beginning, before the movie started. This one doesn't. It just has the, I think it's the Paramount thing, a piracy warning, I believe, something like that, and then straight into the film. So, yeah. Next up, this is the only one of these I have. I am trying to find the other ones. I think there's only 2 of these released on VHS, but I could be wrong. Toy Story 2. Again, pick this up in a charity shop, same charity shop as I picked up for Mission Impossible. I'm trying to remember where I got Italian Job from, because the Alex Higgins one I know I got off of eBay. The Italian Job, I'm just trying to remember where I got that from now. I think it might have been another one of those charity shop pickups. It definitely wasn't eBay. Nope, it's definitely a charity shop. Toy Story 2, there's the front. There's the spine. There's the back. And this, of course, features that really, sad song. When somebody loved me, everything was beautiful. I'm not going to go into it because it does make me cry eventually, that song, but yeah. And then there's the cassette. As you can see, it's got Woody, Jessie, and Buzz on it. And yes, me and my other half did in fact sit and watch this the other day. Because yes, we are both Disney adults. And we thoroughly enjoyed it. And then next up, to finish off this little corner, we have, I think, it's actually the only superhero film I actually own on VHS as of now, but that collection will slowly grow, Daredevil. Now, a lot of people are going to go, why the hell does he own that? It's rubbish. I like it. But also, this particular version, this is a brand new uncut version of the film, and it also includes behind-the-scenes footage at the end. There's a little behind-the-scenes documentary after the film. So this is one of those rare videos that actually has a special feature on it. So there's the front, there's the spine, there's the back, and the cassette, Daredevil. It actually says there on the thing, not for rental. Next up we have, we have the only WWE, or well actually WWF VHS that I have, and of course me being a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan, it's Austin versus McMahon. There's the front. Oh, sorry, my finger's covering that up there. The whole true story. The spine. And the back. And this literally takes you, it's just over a couple of hours, I think. 78 minutes, so just over an hour or so. And it takes you through the whole story of the Stone Cold versus Mr. McMahon saga. World Wrestling Federation, Austin versus McMahon. There's the cassette. Is there a print date on this one? Not that I can see. Focus camera. Sorry about that. Next up we have my Doctor Who's. That's where I'm going to have to start taking the videos out because they are going to have to come to my side for a minute so I can get to the bottom layer. So we have my Doctor Who's, starting with Doctor Who Snake Dance, Doctor Who Survival. Oh, sorry. There's the spine. There's the back. Even though I've already done all these, I'm still going to go through and show them all, just as I would with the others. There's the cassette. Sorry, I didn't forget my manners. So there's the front of Survival, the spine of Survival, the back of Survival. This, of course, was the last classic story ever to be broadcast on TV. There's the cassette. 19th of the 9th, 95, apparently, is the print date on that. So, 2 years after I was born. Doctor Who, The Curse of Fenric. There's the front. There's the spine. There's the back. And this one contains new material not originally broadcast, apparently. And then again, I have never seen the original broadcast version of this, so I don't know. There's the cassette. BBC video. Excuse me. And we have Doctor Who Remembrance of the Daleks, which, as you can tell, used to be in a cardboard slipcase, but I decided to chop the cardboard slipcase up and stick it into a spare clamshell that I had just to sort of make it look a little bit more uniform to the rest of the set. So there's the front, there's the spine, there's the back, and show you the cassette. There it is, Remembrance of the Daleks. I know, some people look upon what I've done to that as sacrilege. The reason I'm kind of zooming through the Doctor Who's is because I've done them all before in another video, so I'm trying to get through them as quickly as I can. Spearhead from Space. there's the front, there's the spine, there's the back. Just very quickly, there's the cassette. Day of the Daleks, there's the front, there's the spine, there's the back, there's the cassette, and this one actually has, I believe, Aubrey Woods in it, who played the Candyman, the sweet opponent in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, who could make the sun rise him. So, yeah. The Claws of Axos, there's the front, there's the spine, there's the back. Now, a lot of you again, I'll show you, so a lot of you again, but he's covered these Doctor Who's before. Yes, I have, but as I wanted to show my VHS collection as a whole, these count, so I have to do them again. You can always just whiz this bit forward to the next lot. Death of the Daleks, Death of the Daleks, the front, spine, the back. Sorry, Death to the Daleks. I do beg pardon. Death of, Death to. There's the cassette. Yes, I have actually watched this one. It's a very good little story. Yeah. The Curse of Peladon. Pretty much my favourite Third Doctor story. There's the front. There's the spine. There's the back. And there is the cassette. Oh, I hope my iPad's got enough memory for this. Because last couple of times I tried to do videos, it's cut out. So, for example, the snooker episode I did, there's actually an unseen, now lost media version, first version of that video that I was doing it. I was on the second frame, down to the blue, pink and black, and my iPad cut out and said, sorry, no memory left. Anyway, Carnival of Monsters, the front, spine, the back. So yeah, that's lost media. There's a couple of other videos recently where there are now lost media, original lost media, now lost media versions of them. There's the cassette, because I deleted them, so those versions will never see the light of day again, because they were incomplete. So I had to delete them. So they are now officially lost media, if you will. A double pack here. The Sontaran Experiment and Genesis of the Daleks, the front, the spine, the back, and trust me, I have tried looking for these individually. They didn't do them individually, they only did them together. There's the Sontaran Experiment, which contains the Sontaran Experiment and I believe the first 3 or 4 episodes of Genesis. And then this one says Doctor Who Genesis of the Daleks, and this contains the last 6 or 7, I think 3. No, was that the first 3 and this is the last 4? I can't remember. It contains the last episode of Genesis of the Daleks. Then we have Revenge of the Cybermen. There's the front. There's the spine. There's the back. Now this actually has BBC Star ident, funnily enough. As you can see, there's an old BBC Video logo and an old U logo there on the side. So that's what the label looks like. When I put it in my machine, my video player the other day, because you can see I'm just started watching it, and it actually has the BBC Star ident on there. The BBC Video Star ident. This is... I think this is the other one that has the Star ident. Talons of Wang Chiang, the old BBC... Oh no, maybe not this one. Sorry, not this one. Different one. There's Talons of Wang Chiang, the front, the spine, the back. And although it does have an old BBC Video label on it, there you go. Bright yellow. Sorry, this I believe is the one that has the BBC BBC Video Star ident on it. Pyramids of Mars, front, spine, back, and bright green BBC Video logo on there. label. That's now also known as that's actually now known as the first appearance of Sutek officially, since Sutek came back recently. Then we have the Deadly Assassin, the front, spine, the back. Doctor Who, the Deadly Assassin. Oh, why do these things never go? Why is it? You can rehearse these things several times on camera. So just go on camera, everything goes to hell in a handcart. Planet of Evil. Front. Spine. Back. Talking of backs, mine's going, but I'm going to persevere. There's the cassette. King's Demons, more 5th Doctor. Front, spine, back, and the cassette. There it is. King's Demons. Actually, I still haven't watched this one yet, funnily enough. So, yeah. Earthshock. What a great story. The front, spine, the back. There's the cassette for Earthshock. I'm personally just glad to have this story back in the collection. I don't care about the platform. Oh, sorry, is it the platform? Is that what we call it? It's not platform, is it? That's gaming consoles. Format, that's the word. I don't really mind what format it's on, just as long as I have the story, because it's such a good story. The Keeper of Traken. Tom Baker's second or third to last story. No, second to last story, because it was Keeper of Traken and then Agopolis, wasn't it, I think. Front, spine, the back. Sadly, I don't actually have Legopolis, which is a bit sad. There is the Keeper of Traken. Ow, 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 ow. Sorry, hurt my finger. Nearly through the Doctor Who's now. Nearly through them anyway. The Robots of Death. Front, spine, and the back. And the cassette. Another Dalek story here. Resurrection of the Daleks. Front, spine, and the back. And fun fact, this story features both Rodney Bewes from the Lightly Lads and Leslie Grantham, who of course played Dirty Den in EastEnders. So yeah, Doctor Who, Resurrection of the Daleks. Although funnily enough, when it comes to Leslie Grantham, on the first episode of EastEnders went out was broadcast in 1985. Yes, the very first episode of EastEnders was broadcast in 1985. This Resurrection of the Daleks, however, was broadcast in 1984. So this actually broadcast. This was Leslie Grantham was in Doctor Who a year before he was cast in EastEnders. There you go. That's an interesting little fun fact for you. Warriors of the Deep. Front. The spine. The back. Great little story, this one. God, I like Warriors of the Deep. Actually, my favourite Black Doctor. Because I had the story name in my head. My favourite 5th Doctor story is Black Orchid. Doctor Who, Warriors of the Deep. I said Black Doctor, partly because I was thinking of Ncuti Gatwa then, and partly because I was thinking of Black Orchid, and it just merged the two together. Sorry, I'm not racist, honest. I am absolutely not racist. The 5 Doctors. A special previously untransmitted version with new scenes, new effects and soundtrack in Dolby Surround. There's the front, there's the spine, there's the back, and I am mortified because I didn't readjust the insert before I did this. always once you get in front of the camera that you realise something's wrong, isn't it? Right, we're going to do that again. There's the front, there's the spine, there's the back, and finally the cassette. Down to the last two Doctor Who's now. They're both, no, one's a 5th and one's a 7th Doctor, sorry. Then we have Caves of Androzani, also Peter Davison's last story. Front, the spine, and the back. And many people consider this to be one of the best Doctor Who stories ever. And I can fully see why. Caves of Androzani. For some reason that label's gone a little bit funny. Don't know what that is. I'm assuming the video works okay. I actually got all of these Doctor Who's off of eBay. So, apart from, I got all of these from two off of eBay. Resurrection of the Daleks and the Sometimes Tomorrow and Genesis of the Daleks, which I got in a second-hand shop just around the corner from me. Actually, oh, sorry, the second to last Doctor Who is Paradise Towers. There's the front, there's the spine, there's the back, and yes, this actually on the front. This does feature the late great Richard Briers. There's the cassette. Now the last Doctor Who actually came with a TARDIS tin. I'm just going to put these to my, because they're all falling off. I'm nearly falling off. Just put them to my side for a minute, just so they don't go all over the floor, because then my other half would kill me if that happened. Because she likes to keep a nice tidy house, as we both do. But you know, if I make any kind of a mess and don't clear it up straight away, I'm in trouble. Right, nearly there, and then we'll carry on. Oh. Right, as I was saying, the last of my Doctor Who VHSs that I have came in a TARDIS tin. The TARDIS tin, unfortunately, is holding up the camera, so I can't show you that, but I can show you the Doctor Who, and it's the complete box set of Trial of a Time Lord, which only came in the TARDIS tin when it was released for as part of the 30th anniversary in 1993, the year I was born. There we are, Trial of a Time Lord. There's the spine, there's the other spine, there's the back, there's the top, and then the bottom, which is the nice little spacey picture. Now this comes with 3 videos, and which one was contained on which. Now, if I remember rightly, video 1 is Mind Warp. Bob of the TARDIS tin tells you. Video 1, which is this, is Mind Warp. Then we have video 2, which is... No, that's not Mind Warp at all. I'm sorry. Video 1 is The Mysterious Planet. I'm going to try that again. Video 1 is The Mysterious Planet. Video 2, which is this one, is Mind Warp. Try again, Jamie. Get it right. And then video 3 is Terror of the Verboids and The Ultimate Foe. Get it right, Jamie. I recently watched part 1. So I originally watched Mysterious Planet. I still need to watch the rest of it. I've also got this on Blu-ray in the collection edition box set. Right, back into here. So back in the big box we have Bridget Jones's Diary, the first one. What's that say? Over 35 minutes of bonus material includes deleted scenes plus exclusive interviews and Bridget's Guide to Getting It Right featurette. So again, a video with special features on it. Nice. There's the front, there's the spine, there's the back, and again I picked this up in a charity shop. There's the cassette. Anyone who grew up in the 90s, you will recognise the hell out of this video label. And of course, if you have Bridget Jones, you've got to have Bridget Jones, The Edge of Reason, just the second one. Same Bridget, brand new diary. There's the front, there's the spine, and there's the back. And this time I don't think there are any extras on this one, it's just the film. And probably some trailers as well. Bridget Jones' The Edge of Reason, not for rental, it says on there. Don't know why they bothered doing that, but yeah. Right, yes. Sorry, there was a thing at the bottom of there about the footage of this that was taken in Thailand back in 2003. Then next up, another Disney classic that me and my other half sat and watched the other day. Disney Pixar classic, Finding Nemo. The front, the spine, the back. And anyone who grew up in the late 90s, or during the 90s and 2000s, like sort of late 90s, early 2000s, like me, you may remember these Disney cases that had a Mickey Mouse on the side. Yes. And there's the cassette for video, that's your cassette tape for Finding Nemo. Next up we have another one, the classic that my other half sat and watched the other day. Actually, fun fact, I actually sat and watched Finding Nemo and this one in the same morning. A Bug's Life, another Disney Pixar classic. The front, the full-length feature. Don't know why it states that. Of course, it's the full-length feature. The front, the spine, and then the back, and then the video. VHS itself for A Bug's Life. Now, in case you're wondering how I watch these, how me and my other half watch these, there's actually behind me on our desk, there was actually I've actually got a TV video combi, which I also use for my retro gaming consoles. Next up is a video that I refuse to get rid of for a very bizarre reason, and it's this: Goosebumps, Night of the Living Dummy 3. A splendid TV show, perfect for pint-sized horror fans who don't want to be too scared. The Daily Mirror. Now, the reason I'm going to let go of this is odd, and here it is. This actually stars a young Hayden Christensen, who would later go on to play Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars Episodes 2 and 3. That's why I went part with this. A, because obviously it's Goosebumps, and it's the only Goosebumps I own, and B, young Hayden Christensen. So there's the front, there's the spine, there's the back, and then the, oh my god, then, sorry I'm saying that because the case is actually slightly more broken than I thought. The thing, the VHS itself for Goosebumps Night of the Living Dummy 3. It looks like I've been watching this, possibly, because I've done a very dodgy job of rewinding it. And then next up we have, oh dear god, that's all gone wrong. The most outrageous Jeremy Clarkson video in the world ever. This time he's gone too far. Yes, one of Jeremy's old standalone videos he did. The front, the spine, the back, and then the VHS itself for the most outrageous Jeremy Clarkson video in the world ever. VCI, remember the thing for that? I do, jeez. And then next up we have a film that will be reappearing later on, and that film is, and this is pretty much my favourite film of all time, to the surprise of no one, Titanic. You have the front, you have the spine, you have the back, and this is a kind of a almost sort of sea blue case, weirdly enough. And then we have the VHS itself for Titanic, and as I said, this film will be showing up again later on, but in a slightly more sort of special edition. So, no, seriously, there was another version of this coming in this video, but it's a special edition. Then we have, I think all three of these got listed in VHS, but I only have this one at the minute. The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. The front, the spine, the back. This is actually my original copy. This is actually my original copy from childhood. Yep, my actually original bought this when it first came out. This is one of those weird things where I bought this when it first came out because I thought it looked really good. So I bought it with my pocket money back at the time. Never actually watched it until a few years ago. So there's the video for Fellowship of the Ring. And it's literally the Fellowship with Bill the Pony. So yeah, as I say, bought it, didn't actually watch it until about 3 years ago. Weird that, isn't it? And next up we have my James Bond VHS collection. And there were actually 20 of the James Bond films released on VHS, and I have 19 of them. I'm missing one. But I will eventually get it, I promise you. So we start off at the very beginning with 1962's Doctor No. Oh yeah, 1962's Doctor No. Of course, the very first Bond film, the Bond film starring Sean Connery. There's the front, there's the spine, there's the back, and yes, these are from the widescreen collection. There's the VHS. I have watched most of these actually. I'm a huge Bond fan. Of course, you couldn't tell that, could you? Really? Then we have, obviously, still going in order. Number 2, second one, 1963's From Russia with Love. The front, the spine, back. Oops. And there's the actual video. Then we have Bond film number 3, of course, Goldfinger. Goldfinger. Front, spine, and the back. Goldfinger. Next up we have the 4th Bond film, Thunderball. Front, spine, the back. Fun fact, Tom Jones actually recorded the opening song for Thunderball, and it's absolutely true. And when he was in the sound booth, because he had to hold the end note for so long, once he got to the end, he collapsed in the sound booth. He literally fainted. Thunderball. Don't believe me? Go and find the special edition DVD and watch the behind the scenes, or even the Blu-ray, and watch the behind the scenes. You'll see I'm telling the truth. Next up we have my favourite Bond film from Sean Connery era. You only live twice. The front, the spine, the back. And the images itself. And then we have George Lazenby's one and only James Bond film, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, although over the years this one has actually become a fan favourite. Front, spine, and the back. And of course, because the title is so long on the actual video itself, they're shortening it to OHMSS. On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Although of course these days it will be On His Majesty's Secret Service, but there you go. Of course, back when Fleming wrote the original book and they made this film, it was beside the Queen. Of course, now if that film was remade, it would have to be on His Majesty's Secret Service. And next up we have, of course, Sean Connery's actual final official Bond film. There's one film return in Diamonds Are Forever. Front, the spine, idiot boy, and the back. And you may have noticed on the spines that actually they do build up a picture when you put them all together, because they came with a massive box set, which I no longer have the box because it got destroyed by someone in the house where I used to live. So, we don't talk about that anymore. And then of course we have the third, right there, I'll turn this soon. Live and Let Die, Roger Moore's first film. Front, spine, the back. And the video for Live and Let Die. These I actually got off of a lovely chap on Facebook Marketplace about 4 or 5 years ago now, I think. Next up we have my favourite film from the Roger Moore era. The Man with the Golden Gun. Yep, the front, the spine, and then the back. Man with the Golden Gun. Oh yeah, they chopped off the on the actual VHS. So it just says Man with the Golden Gun, but there you go. Oh, and we have The Spy Who Loved Me. The front, spine, and the back. I think they chopped off the done. It's just Spy Who Loved Me. I love that. I love it when they do that. Because that actually gets, not me, I don't mind, but some fans, they would be reeling about that fact. It's very dusty. And then we have my second favourite Roger Moore film. Surprisingly no one, which you realise I'm a massive Star Wars fan. Moon. Oh, reminds me, I've actually got Star Wars Episode 1 somewhere around here on VHS. Apparently it's missing. Come back, camera. Moonraker, the front, spine, and then the back. Video for Moonraker. And then we have For Your Eyes Only. Only for You. Front, spine, and the back. Yuck. And then the VHS itself. Oh, get in. Next up, we have Roger Moore's second to last Bond film, Octopussy. The front, the spine, and the back. I'm here. The actual video. Then we have Roger Moore's final Bond film, A View to a Kill. Front, spine, and the back. View to a Kill. Again, there must have the A at the beginning. It's just View to a Kill. One of the things you notice when it's on camera, isn't it? Next up, we have the first of Timothy Dalton. Next up, we have the first of Timothy Dalton's 2 Bond films, and my personal favourite of his 2 Bond films. The Living Daylights, the front, the spine, the back, and get the video itself out. There it is. The Living Daylights. Now, my personal favourite line in this is when Bond and I've already forgotten her name. The Bond girl, whose name I've totally and utterly forgotten, are going down the sort of going down on the sort of sliding down on the snow on the cello case, and they wave the passport to the guy, and Bond goes, "We've nothing to declare," and the woman shouts, "Just the cello." Wish I could remember her name. And next we have Timothy Dalton's second and last Bond film, Licence to Kill, which was originally going to be called Licence Revoked. True story, this was originally going to be called Licence, if you watch the behind the scenes documentary for this on the Blu-ray or the DVD, they were originally going to call this film Licence Revoked. However, they didn't think that Bond fans in the American Bond fans would actually understand what revoked meant, so they changed it to Licence to Kill. Anyway, front, spine, the back. Video itself. Oh, what's that at? Oh, because I had it in the wrong way. Next up we have the first of Pierce Brosnan's films, Bond films, GoldenEye. Front, spine, the back, and the video itself. Next up we have Pierce Brosnan's second Bond film, Tomorrow Never Dies, the front. Oh no, it's fine, sorry, I'm being weird. The front, spine, and the back. Oh. No, I'm not being weird, it is slightly askew. Right, try that again. Front, spine, and the back. And then the video itself for Tomorrow Never Dies. And then unfortunately, I'm actually missing his third Bond film, which is The World Is Not Enough. That's the one I'm missing. Otherwise I would have all 20 of the Bond films that were released on VHS. I do, however, have his fourth and final Bond film, which is Bond 20, Die Another Day. The front, the spine, and the back. And yes, this is also part of the James Bond 007 collection. I believe this is also this is 2002. This one, so I believe it's also part of the widescreen collection as well. I could be wrong, I think it's widescreen. Die Another Day. And this cover is actually reversible. So that's why I got it that way around, so that it matches in with the rest of the set, which I thought was really cool the way they did that. Okay, so we're finished in the box now. I'm gonna move on to box sets, but not before I show you this. This had to go separately because it's actually an American VHS, and so the case is a lot bigger and a lot thicker. The Sound of Music, part of the Rodgers and Hammerstein collection. G for General Exhibition. There's the front, there's the spine, there's the back. And wait till you see this for a VHS. Are you ready? Are you ready to see the front of The Sound of Music? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? There it is. That's The Sound of Music on VHS, people. Oh wait, sorry. There you go. How about that? The front leg cartridge literally is just a warning. So, yeah. I couldn't quite believe that when I first opened it. So I got this in a charity shop. And when I first opened it and I saw that... When I first opened it and I saw that was the front of the video, I was like, really? That's the front? I couldn't quite believe it. I was absolutely shocked that they'd done that. So, put that back in there for a minute. So now they go on to the box set. And special editions, and we should begin with Hi-de-Hi, Series 1 and 2. So there's the side of the box, back of the box, which just lists all the episodes, side of the box, top of the box, hello campers, Hi-de-Hi, and then the bottom is just your normal legal rubbish. And then we have the individual cassettes, so we have, I think this is number 1, yeah. Number 1, there's the front, there's the spine, there's the back, which also lists the episodes. And then Hi-de-Hi, Series 1 and 2, Tape 1. Then we have number 2, There's the front. There's the spine. There's the back. And there is your video for Hi-de-Hi, Series 1 and 2, Tape 3. And finally, Series 1 and 2. Why did I say Series 1 and 2, Tape 3? Series 1 and 2, Tape 2. I'm sorry, why did I say 3? That was totally wrong. Then we have tape number 3 with the front, spine, the back, and then Hi-de-Hi Series 1 and 2 Tape 3. Shall we try that one again? Again, charity shop pickup. And then of course we have Hi-de-Hi Series 3 and 4. And of course the videos are labelled 4, 5 and 6 because that's numbering order. There's the side. This time we've got Sue Pollard, that's her name. Hi-de-Hi Campers. I'm not the best, but that's what she sounds like. The other side again is just Sue Pollard. The back. It's the episodes, of course. At the top, Ted can't hear you. Hi, Ted can't hear you. Hi-de-Hi. And at the bottom, which is your legal stuff. And the tapes. Here we go. Tape number 1. Spine. So the front, spine, and the back. Hi-de-Hi and Christmas Special, Tape 1. Oh, Hi-de-Hi Series 3 and 4 and Christmas Special, Tape 1. I hadn't noticed the Series 3 and 4 thing there. Can you see that? That's clever. Number 2. That's the front, spine, and back. And then Hi-de-Hi Series 3 and 4 and Christmas Special Tape 2. Yes, I said it right this time. And then finally tape number 3. Front, spine, back. And Hi-de-Hi Series 3 and 4 and Christmas Special Tape 3. I think there were only 4 series of Hi-de-Hi. I could be wrong on that. I'm sure some of the comments are going to go, no, you silly little idiot, there were 6 series or something like that. I'm just going to have a quick drink, give me a second. Oh, next up, we have my box set of the special editions of Star Wars Episodes 4, 5 and 6. There's the side, there's the other side, oh, there's the spine, the other spine, side. Sorry, side, all lovely in gold. Open it up, and we have 3 films. So we have a special edition of Star Wars, or Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope. They just call it Star Wars on here. So there's the front. There's one spine. There's the other spine. And and the top, of course, because I always have it on the top as well. And then the back. I'm going to grip this slightly tighter than normal because these are just cardboard slip cases and the videos will just slip out. And there is the VHS itself for Star Wars, and yes, I have watched this one. Although I've only watched this one. I haven't actually got around to 5 and 6 yet. To Empire and Return of the Jedi yet. But then we have a special edition of The Empire Strikes Back. Star Wars Episode 5, Star Wars Episode 5 of course. There's the front, spine, the other spine, the top, and the back. And then there's the video itself for The Empire Strikes Back Special Edition. I'm one of those weirdos who actually prefers the special editions over the original releases. I don't know why. I do still like the original releases, and I have actually got them all on DVD. And dear God, did it take me a while to track down the actual editions, the 2 DVD editions that I needed. But yeah, and then finally we have special edition VHS of the special edition of Return of the Jedi. There's the front, there's the spine, there's the other spine, there's the top. Sorry, there's the top, and there is the back. And then there is the video itself for Return of the Jedi. we're getting there. This video is definitely going to be over an hour, I can feel it. Next up, I'm going to do this one. This is my this is a single video, but it's a weird special edition case of Jurassic Park. And it's got a stone fossil effect case. There's the front, there's the spine, there's the top. I'd love to show you all this because it's got great textures on it. There's the bottom, there's the other bit where you actually open it, it's like a dip in the stone. And then here's the really cool bit, there's the back. And so this is called the stone fossil version. There's actually a fossil on the front, I don't know whether you could see that there, like the fish, with the claws and the bones. And then there's that on the back. And then we open it up, and here is the video itself, and yes, this does work, I have watched it. And then also, and there was this, which you might think well, what the hell is that? It's actually production notes, which is really cool. I think I was just there, you know, an advertising thing. No, it's actually notes on the production and everything. So that's why I refer to this as a special edition, because technically it is. Oh, here, get back under there. Jurassic Park. Next up I'm going to do this one. This is a kind of a special one for a football fan. This is the World Cup Video Collection, 1954 to 1994. And this is starting in a very odd way, but here we go. We have Best of the World, Video 1. Sorry, I'll show you the whole of the box first, then I'll show you the video. So the whole of the box is like this. There's the front. There's the spine. There's the other spine. There's the top. There you go, there's the top. The bottom. And then the back, which has all the information of all the videos on. So video 1, which is the one in my hand right now, is the Best of the World Cup 1954 to 1974. I've actually watched all three of these, they're very good. Now, let's see if I can get the right one out. Let's just slide them both forward, then I can see which one it is. Video 2 is World Cup winners, the Europeans. And then video 3 is the Best of the World Cup 1978 to 1994. Now, here's what I would suggest you do with this set, because this is World Cup winners, well, they're the Europeans. My thing would be watch video 1 and video 3 first, then watch video 2. Yes, I'm telling you to watch them out of order. Who gives a stuff? So this is actually a limited edition. Well, I don't have a number or anything on it for you, but it does say 3 video set limited edition. Though I can't find like a number or anything. So yeah, there is that. And then next up we have, oh, nearly there, we're down to this one, and then I think on one more. Yay! We have my box sets of the Star Trek the movies. There's the front, well, essentially it should be the back of the box. There's the spine. There's the other spine. There's a big sticker on it which says what? Own Star Trek First Contact now. Well, I do. It's there. End. Oh, that does look weird now because it's. Oh, that's just annoying that it separates them. You know? Oh well, sorry, the back, the other spine with a big sticker on it, and then gotta go hold these all in here. The top, and then bottom. Yes, there's the right way up. Yay! So, first up we have Star Trek: The Motion Picture. And Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. And then there's the spine. And then there's the video, Star Trek and Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Actually, Star Trek the Motion Picture. Yes, a lot of the first 3 of these had 2 films per video. And then we have Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. And Star Trek 4, The Journey Home, which, as you can see... Oh, sorry, and before I show the video, there's the spine. And there's the cassette, and yes, I am partway through watching Star Trek 4. Then we have Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier, and Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. And there's the spine. And then there's the cassette. Whoops. And then we have, I'm assuming this is a documentary. It's called Star Trek 30 Years and Beyond. The 30th anniversary tribute plus all 8 cinema trailers. There's the front. There's the spine. There's the back. And the blurb on the back says, a 30th anniversary salute to Star Trek from Alpha Centauri all the way to Paramount Studios. Join Ted Danson and some of Star Trek's biggest fans as they pay tribute to the largest gathering of Star Trek cast members of all time. "87 minutes. There's the video for Star Trek 30 Years and Beyond. Although I would probably I would most likely recommend watching all of the movies first, then watching that little video, even though it does in fact come in pretty much in the middle of the set. Then we have Star Trek Generations, the front, spine, and the back, and of course there's William Shatner and Sir Patrick Stewart there, and there it is, Star Trek the movies, widescreen Star Trek Generations. Dang, man. Then we have the last of the Star Trek movies, of course, those were the last of the classic Star Trek movies, I believe, until we got to the ones with Chris Pine in them. Star Trek First Contact. There's the front, there's the spine, there's the back, and there's the video. And now we come on to, do you remember earlier on when we saw Titanic? That was like nearly half an hour ago, 40 minutes ago, and we saw Titanic, and I said, oh, Titanic will be back again. Well, here it comes again, because just a couple of days ago I got in the mail this, the Titanic widescreen VHS Collector's Edition box set. There's the front, there's the spine, which also says Titanic on it, and then just around the rest of it, it's just purely white. And then you've got on the back, you've got all of the gubbins. And you open it up, and inside you have 2 VHSs. Okay, and this is the one where I'm going to need your guys' help, if possible, because we have the movie, widescreen edition of the movie. There's the front. There's one spine. There's the other spine. The top. The back. And then the widescreen edition itself. So you can see it's the same blue label as the other Titanic, just it just doesn't have widescreen. It just has widescreen across the top. Put that back in. Now here's the bit where I need your help. Here's the other VHS. Breaking New Ground, the making of Titanic. There's the front, there's the spine, there's the other spine, there's the top, there's the back, and now I'm going to show you the actual VHS itself, which doesn't just come out, unfortunately. You have to give it a bit of coaxing. There's the front label. Now, I've got a problem with my copy. I don't know whether you'll be able to see it straight away, but you might. Here it is. Are you ready? that. Now this was when I got this was brand new, sealed. I put it into my video player, and that happened. Now here's the thing though. Upon looking at this, it has occurred to me that the only bit that is broken is essentially dead tape. And it's occurred to me that if I could somehow reconnect, because this is the documentary bit here, because the documentary is only 43 minutes, so I believe that that's the documentary there. What's that in there? Anywho, still fully workable. So I think if I could somehow reconnect that bit of through there or something like that, it would work again. But I'm not sure how one would go about doing that. So if there's anybody that knows, please tell me, and I'm going to try and see if I can't figure out how to do that on my own as well, my own time. So that's the 2 VHSs you get. Usually they are both working. But underneath, we'll get some more goodies. We get a book of Titanic original theatrical production notes. There's actually nothing on the spine at all, whatsoever. And then obviously inside, oh, that's a nice big picture of Jack and Rose at the back. I like that. Are there any more? No. And of course inside, you get all of these sort of production notes and things. Then we get some art cards, which I will show you. First of all, along with the art cards, you actually get this, which you might not be able to see this on camera, but this is some film cells from the scene where Jack and Rose are at the bow of the ship, and she says, "I'm flying, Jack, I'm flying." So I'm trying to hold those so you can kind of almost see. So yeah. Then we have some art cards, so I'll show you these quickly. We have Titanic on the dock. Rose, Cal and Rose's mother on the dock. What was it? Was it Odine was his name? Or something like that? Anyway, Bill Paxton, old Rose and old Rose's daughter on board the Keldysh. Kate Winslet, there's young Rose, of course. Gorgeous shot, that one, I like that. Young Rose and the bastard. Sorry, I mean Cal at the dinner table. Jack and Rose in the scene where they're dancing down in third class. I believe this is from the scene where Jack is drawing Rose like one of his French girls. I was right, this video is now over an hour long, so I called that correctly, didn't I? And then, still from the scene where they are launching one of the lifeboats from Titanic. And the last thing in here is quite special, because it is, I believe, from what I can tell, this is hand signed by James Cameron, if you can see, and this is actually a copy of the full script of Titanic. Like, literally, Titanic, a screenplay by James Cameron. And it is the full script. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. As if anyone's got any idea about how I can fix my copy of the Making of Titanic video, please let me know. Because I do genuinely think if I could get that video to somehow link back up, it would work. Of course, if that's not possible, then I do have other ways of, there are other avenues and ways of potentially restoring it, I think. Yeah. So, there we go. That is my entire VHS collection, apart from, sadly, Star Wars Episode 1, which I know I have on VHS somewhere around here. It's just missing in action right now. But still, thank you for watching. As I said at the beginning, all those other videos and those other bits of content that I promised are on their way. Do please go check out my TikTok if you have the time. I'd love your support. I'd love your support over there as well. Until next time, be kind to each other, love one another, love what you want to love, like what you want to like. Don't tell it. Love what you want to love, like what you want to like. Don't tell. Until next time, take care of each other, be nice to each other, love each other. Like what you want to like, love what you want to love. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't like something or that you can't buy something. And don't ever let anyone tell you that you have to give something up, because you don't. You don't have to give up anything unless you choose to. That's the important thing to remember. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. Take it easy. I'll see you in the next video.